Hey guys, it's Liv and Tanner. We just hiked Maple Pass Loop, and it just might be the most beautiful hike in Washington. Stick with us, check it out. Welcome back to day 6 of our bucket list road trip through Washington. Today we're just outside of North Cascades National Park hiking Maple Pass Loop Trail, an epic journey that immerses you in the Cascades and feels like you're on top of the world. The entire loop spans 7.1 miles and ascends over 2,100 feet, but the views are so worth it.
We wanted to make sure that we got a good parking spot near the trailhead, so we drove over early, secured a spot, and then enjoyed some breakfast.
All right, Liv, what's cooking this morning?
Got some reheated breakfast skillet with eggs, potatoes, mushrooms, zucchini, and sausage in there.
Nice. Boiling some water to make a little coffee this morning. OJ, heavy cream, pure maple syrup for the coffee that we're gonna AeroPress.
After a healthy breakfast and a fresh cup of coffee, we were charged and ready to hit the trail. Everything we had seen online about this trail looked amazing, and we were more than excited to get started. Started from the bottom. Now we here. Liv, how you feeling?
Good, I'm feeling warmed up after that first mile or so. Definitely sweating a little bit.
Yeah, it's getting a little sweaty. Getting hot. It's been pretty shady for the most part, but getting a little more sun exposure now. We're about an hour in. So this trail can be done 2 different ways. Being it's a loop trail, you can start going clockwise or counterclockwise.
If you take this trail going clockwise like we did, you'll end up taking the Rainy Lake Trail. From there, you'll have to make a right to the Maple Pass Loop. Going this direction means you'll tackle the steepest portion of the hike first. However, our recommendation would be to do the opposite and hike counterclockwise. We'll expand on this more in a minute. If done clockwise, the first mile or so of the trail starts in the trees and climbs fairly quickly. The trees then begin to thin out and soon after make way for incredible views and what we believed to be wild blueberry patches.
What'd you find?
Some wild blueberries.
There's a reason you don't take a break at the blueberry patch.
As you near the summit, the last quarter mile of the trail turns to wide open switchbacks for the final ascent. If the sun is out, it gets hot.
All right, so we're just about completed with hiking these final switchbacks here to get up to the top. We're almost there. We're dying. Feeling a little heat exhausted.
We there yet?
Once you reach the top, all of the work you put in will feel well worth it. The views up here are next level. While enjoying the most breathtaking lunch break of our lives, we shared the only shady spot of the whole peak with a couple of guys we met on the trail. These guys were so kind as to make us a fresh cup of coffee right there on the mountain. Moments like these remind us just how much beauty there is in sharing kindness with strangers.
So after making it to the top, we had a long break for lunch, which was much needed. And seriously, you guys, we couldn't ask for a better view up here. It is phenomenal. Probably one of the prettiest hikes I've ever done.
Everywhere you look, is just incredible.
Before you start the descent, make sure to look to the far west and catch a glimpse of Mount Rainier towering in the distance. From this point, the peak is 120 miles away. In the center of the loop trail, down below, is Lake Anne. Both Lake Anne and Rainy Lake can be accessed via separate 1-mile round-trip detours from the main trail. Keep this in mind in case you want to plan for a post-hike swim. As you hike down around Lake Anne, the trail is somewhat rocky, but is not quite as steep as the south side where we ascended. As we mentioned earlier, the shade here is pretty sparse.
All right, so an update on the way down. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's really exposed, it's really hot. I ran out of water. I brought 2 liters and I'm out. Lake Anne's down below. We're still trekking, but it's a beast.
Once you do get back into some tree coverage, there is only about a mile or so left of the hike.
Okay, we're 6.5 hours in. How you feeling? Last half mile?
This has been an awesome hike, but I'm ready to be done. There she is, the parking lot.
What a view.
Oh,
What
my.
a view.
We made it alive! Victory!
That's a sight for sore legs right there.
Can you open the door?
This is one of the most popular day hikes in all of Washington, and for good reason. So plan to get to the trailhead early. We camped the night beforehand at South Colonial Creek Campground near Diablo Lake, about a 40-minute drive from the trailhead. To park at this trailhead, you will need a Northwest Forest Pass or America the Beautiful Pass. A standard national park pass alone will not suffice since it's not technically within bounds of North Cascades National Park.
So now that we're back to the car, we did make the full loop, the full 7.1 miles, 2,100 foot elevation gain. It took us 6 hours and 45 minutes, although we did take a pretty long lunch, about an hour at the top.
Which was much needed.
Awesome. Met some cool people. They made us some coffee, so that was a bonus. What were your thoughts?
Thoughts. It was not a beginner hike. The views were unbeatable. It was worth it. So Tanner, what tips would you have for people who are doing this hike for the first time?
I would definitely bring more water than you think you need. I brought 2 liters, Olivia brought 3 liters. I ran out about halfway down on the way back. She ran out with about a half mile left on the trail. So it is very exposed towards the top, whether you start clockwise or counterclockwise. Once you get out of the trees, which is about the first mile, mile and a half on both sides, it does become very exposed up on the top. The views with it being exposed are incredible, but it is hot if it's sunny. Wear a bucket hat, wear sunscreen, something. It's pretty open. We did go clockwise. I would recommend going counterclockwise. It's not gonna make a huge difference. It's not gonna make or break your day, but going counterclockwise, it's a little more gradual going up. On the way back down, when you go counterclockwise, the views are gonna be really good of Rainy Lake and also Little Rainy Falls, which is cool. And you'll be able to see that on the way down, and it is a little bit steeper, so the decline would be a little bit easier on the way down. But either way that you do it, it's an epic hike. It's not necessarily for beginners, but it's not something you're gonna wanna skip. Our last tip would be to start early. It is fairly exposed depending on the time of year. It can get hot and it's a long hike. So if you start early, you get done at a decent time, you've got time to do other things for the day.
Yeah.
Go refresh. But enough logistics. What's the verdict?
This is definitely one of our favorite hikes we've ever done. So you don't want to miss this, you guys.
If you're in the area, you gotta do it.
If you liked this video, please make sure to like and subscribe and follow along with the rest of our adventures. See you later.